Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to model slabs in Etabs. When we talk about slab, before we had defined slab section, and the slab section, let's say we had 150, or this is 150, we talk about shell thick, and there's others we have with membrane. Now beside that, you'll be able to see some type of slab. We have it here: drop, stiff, ribbed, waffle, that you can manage from here as well. Now there's two ways to think of this. In the previous video I talked about the secondary beams, that we add them by ourselves, or you can come here and while defining the slab you'll be able to add the secondary beams that you have it. Let's say if I go for ribbed slab, we have it here. Now the axis of the rib, basically it's parallel to x-axis, so basically if I provide a beam here, a slab here, there will be small ribs, small beams in this direction. I can do the same thing that I did it manually. Basically here I'll say rib spacing, let's say 1 meter, I can put it here. The stem width at the bottom, stem width at the top, slab thickness and overall thickness. This way we can manage the slab. So there will be the slab here, and there will be, sometimes you have ribs like this, and instead of having, so there will be spacing between them, and we'll continue in this manner. So those are this is the bottom width, this is the top width. If you want it to be a rectangle, you can just simply make sure both of them will be the same. And the overall thickness will be from here till the bottom. This is the overall thickness. Slab thickness will be this one here. Then you can do slab thickness there, and then the distance between those ribs, you can define them. You can go for waffle slab, it will be 2 direction as well, it's also possible. Now in the case when you go for ribbed slab, the distance or the things between them, so depends on the code. They have to know minimum spacing or maximum spacing between the ribs, how much it is. You'll take it from the code. Code will say this is the case that you have it there. Now in that case, the slab they will be having it, sometimes they will be assumed as just membrane. Why? It will be only transferring the load from there to there, because there will not be too much design. Some they will assume the shell thin, only designed for shear, not moment, because the ribs will carry the rest of the things there. Or some they will consider all of it as one thick slab. That's also possible. So the way that you're behaving there, it depends on the codes and the way that you're going to design and providing reinforcement within the slabs there. So let's say I'm not going to go into detail of this one. I'll just talk about slab here. I mean, there's a drop. We can say sometimes you add a drop for the columns. That's also possible. So you have different way to define the slab property. We had it. Even for footing we have it here. So newly Etabs, they add the footing design inside the new version. They have it here, so they can define even footing there and assign it to the base of the column. So I'm not going to go detail of this one. I will leave it as normal slab. We have it here. Or the detail for this project that I have it here. This is a normal slab. I have it here. Let's say 12 cm I have it. So I'll make sure this is 12 centimeter. I can write it 12 centimeter to be clear, and I will make sure that it is 12 centimeter. You can add many more. I'll keep this one for you. You can manage it the way I want. Now let's say you have the slab. I'm not going for the different type of slab waffle. Those you can manage them by yourself, or you can do the secondary beams, then draw the slab as normal. Both of them possible. Now in drawing slab, we have 3 options there. There is this one, draw quick floor, there is draw rectangular floor, and draw floor panel. So this is kind of irregular shapes. I can do it. This is only rectangular, this is quick. Now quick, you realize that it only draws between the grid lines. If I click on the draw quick, this is first, you'll choose the property, so I'm choosing slab here. Then if I only look, it will give it between the, and if I provide this one, then I have to join those shell together. If I'm going to use this quick, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4. I shall not leave it like this. Then I have to select the 4 of them, and then go to edit, shell. Then I have to merge shells together. Those shells I have to merge them together in order to do the process, which I'm not going to do it here. You press OK, will merge them together. I prefer to go with the other options that we have it here, which draw rectangular. If you have a rectangular shape, you can go for that one. If not, we can go for the first one, which is irregular shape. So draw rectangular. If you see that there is just 2 points you have to provide. Now here you have to, let's say starting with this joint, make sure you start with the connection of the beam that you have it here. So when you click, you have to press the button. If you release the button, it will draw the slab for you. So the way to do it, one click, nothing gonna happen. I mean, if you click, nothing gonna happen. You have to press the button, and it will go till finding the second grid. You release it, and you have the slab there. That's the slab you have it there. If you had some offset, you can just give offset to the side if you wanted or not. This is if you have rectangular. It's easy. You just simply start from the joint of the beams to the joint of the beam. It will release it. But for here, if I have it, I can draw this way twice and then join them together. For example, one like this, and then one from here. But later, I have to, those two, I have to join them together. And instead of doing the joining, we could use this option, which is here. Now this is similar things, but what will you do? This is start with click. You'll click and you'll see a line. You'll click here. Then you'll click at this point here. Then you'll come to this joint here. You'll follow the perimeter of the slab. Let's say here. I'll come back to this point here. Then when you reach the first point, when you clicked, and that's it, it will draw this slab for you. So if I click on the select here, this is the slab, I have it here. By the way, I haven't explained this one. Reshape object now it can be used for slab here. There's two types of selection here. This is normal select, that you can select object. Pressing escape will deselect them. Then there is this one, we have it here, reshape object. Reshape object for slab, when you click on it, it will give you the side of them. Now in this manner, if you made any mistake, or for example you wanna change this one to somewhere, you'll be able to enlarge the slab by those options there. So this is something, if you want to edit the slabs later, you can use reshape object. Let's say this one here, you'll see that you have options to manage this one the way that you want. So those are the three ways that we're going to do with slab drawing. So if you go for quick toolbar, you have to rejoin them and merge the shells later to be one, or you can go for rectangular if you have rectangular options there. If you have rectangular, if you have irregular shapes, for example like this, you prefer to go with draw floor, which is irregular. The irregular one, you start with one point, you will continue and come back to the same point, it will give you the slab that you have it. This is the way that we're going to draw slab easily. Make sure you start with the connection that you have it for the joint in order to for the slab to go for the beam. We already have the link from the joint, from the intersection of the beams to the column, so the load will be transferred from the beams to the column, but we have to make sure that the connection of the slab is to the joint that we have it for the beams, in order, because the load from the slab will be converted to the beam, and from the beams goes to the column. So in the drawing, basically, for up to now, we know. There is another way you have to explain here. I think I'll give another video for the opening. In order to provide opening, we'll provide another video. It will be better. So for slab, believe those three methods you have, but which one you prefer doesn't matter. But remember, for the quick draw, you have to merge the shells later, and it's only work with the in-between grids. Sometimes it will not be useful, but sometimes it might be useful. If you have one grid between them, you can just simply click, it will do it for you. But you have a complicated grid like this, you'll not be able to use quick. For example, here I don't have grid at this part here, so I'll not be able to do anything here. I don't have grid, for example, this point here, I'll not be able to do anything here. I have to use the draw toolbar. Those two, both of them similar. The first one is more general, you can do with even rectangular can be done with this one. But the first one will be what? Go with the points. You have to start with points, so make sure you point, go over the beams. The other one, it's easier if you have rectangle. Why would you click four times in order to do a rectangle when you can just simply do it with 2 points? For example, this corner to this corner like this. This is also possible. I believe this is enough for the slab. Oh, we have it here. But let me just do it and show it to you in a 3D. Let me go for this one fully here. By the way, I recommend here to, when you start with a big slab, I recommend you to give some joints to the slab. They say that for the distribution of the load, it will be better to have some joints on the way going. For example, like this, I can even do one joint here. I'll be one here. So here I can do till the end of it, but it's recommended to have a joint to say that, okay, there is a part of it here, to give some side of the, there will be one. And in this manner, I'll continue. Keep this one in mind. If you have a big slab to do it, preferable to do in a different, especially when you reach to columns. So the last one will come back here. When you click here, it will just draw the slab for us. It will be one slab. I press escape. This is one slab, we have it here. This is the next slab that we have it. Now, if you have slab, if you go to 3D, now this is what we have. Remember, I'm still working in one story because I'm assuming that the next story is different, so I'll just keep one story. If you have multi-story, watch the video about multi-story. You can go for similar story, old story. While drawing it, the other stories will be drawn as well. That's also something you can do. Remember, if you go click on the extrude view mode, you will have these options. We have it here. That basically shows the modes that we have it. In the case we have it. So those are drawn with this one. I mean, the color is only different, but it's still the same slab we have it. If you want to show the property of those slab, you right click on it and right click, you will see the property that we have it here, the section property for the slab. Same thing, for example, for this one, right click, you'll see the section property of the slab we have it here. S12, this is the slab that we have it there, so you can see the properties. Yes, the color, don't worry about the color, I just basically to make sure that their property are similar. In the 3D you may have different coloring option. This is the end of the modeling for normal slab. Remember, I'm not going for the detail of the other one. Those will be optional for you if you would like to. You can assume them. Sometimes you want to put a drop, you'll be able to manage these things. All of them from here will start from the slab section. You can add and modify them from here, whatever you want to have it there. I believe I will do the foundation as well in this to have it by the end. Thanks for watching.